You wrote a book in 2019. You could not have expected what would happen after that. It was called Revolutionizing World Trade, and it discussed about the many ways emerging technologies would bolster globalization in the coming decade. Now we see, because of the pandemic, as you said, some things were accelerated, but compared to what you thought then, where do you think the world is right now in terms of those goals?
Yeah, good question. I thought I've been trade economist and looked at trade issues for a long time, and we know that there are great inefficiencies in the international trading system. When you very concretely think about moving a container from point A to point B in the global economy, there's a lot of inefficiencies, paper, kind of physical handshakes that could be digitized in the process among the many players that move cargo, and certainly in the payments, in the transactions between exporters and importers. Also big trust issues and so on. And technologies have a great opportunity to solve for some of these challenges. And in COVID, we actually had in international trade also an acceleration of digitization of these various elements of international trade. So countries' customs, border agencies adopted much more digital processes, digitized some of the paper documents that are particularly a hindrance for small businesses when they have to fill out so many different compliance documents to access new markets. And this was a fantastic trend, particularly in Latin America, East Asia, as well as to an extent in Sub-Saharan Africa, this paperless trade, if you want, accelerated as well. The second big change, I think, was the rise of all kinds of technology-enabled logistics services. So you may think of kind of digital freight forwarders, digital freight exchanges that enable companies to book logistics providers, last mile delivery services of various kinds that are very data-driven, route optimization, using these kinds of technologies that enable them to never travel without cargo and streamline their operations. And then, of course, we have drone delivery, new delivery systems, autonomous delivery, drone delivery that also facilitate transactions, whether it's across borders or in cities and at the last mile or the final 50 feet, as it's called. So end-to-end trade has become much easier. And then finally, I think like ports, all these hubs of global trade, international ports, free trade zones, where there are a lot of different transactions between different parties that used to be very manual and paper-based, where people stand in lines and paying cash, have also started to emphasize digitization, even in the developing world, certainly in the advanced world, where we have some large ports like, say, the Port of Rotterdam adopting a long time ago already leading technologies, Internet of Things, to monitor different assets and coordinate assets, blockchain technologies to trace the products through the port and so forth. So I think there's been a similar acceleration in international trade. And I hope that for customs and governments, the kind of paperless trade trend is not going back now that we're emerging from COVID, that we continue plowing forward.